Hello and welcome to the Teacher's Cup of Coffee. Many of you are probably listening in the normal way on iTunes or on Podbean, Apple, whatever you might be on. But for some of you, it's the first time. This is my first video podcast, so it's available on YouTube in video form. Trying to figure out this video thing. I'm going to start having on more guests. Really excited to start to add this video component to the Teacher's Cup of Coffee. But today we're here to talk, you saw the title, Students Are Always Watching Us, right? So it's one of the scariest things to think about as an educator. And, you know, there's so much we're doing. There's so much we have to get done. There's so many things we're trying to accomplish. But the thing is, the students are always watching us and they learn a lot. They might learn the most from simply watching us. So, we have to teach, we have to question, we have to assess, we have to organize, we inspire, we connect, we do all of these different things. And it's so vital that we do all of these things. Let's keep it up. Let's all keep it up, of course. But let's also keep an eye on what students pick up from watching us. When they're watching us, what are they learning? So to talk about this, I'm going to one of my favorite spots, the Cult of Pedagogy blog. It's online. You can look up Cult of Pedagogy. Great articles, great podcasts, great resources. I love the way this website and this resource sort of sees education. And this was a blog from a few years ago called Lessons in Personhood. So this blog took a look at 10 ways that we can show students how to become their best selves. And so what the blog's talking about is what we show kids in the downtime, quote, in the downtime, in the margins, end quote. So this isn't about like every minute of every day, but this is sort of in those off moments, in those times where we're not right in the middle of a lesson. What do kids learn by watching us, And this article talked about 10 different things that we should be focused on. I'm going to simplify it. I'm going with 4. I think there's 4 things we want to focus on, and we want to really think about, do we do these 4 things in a way that kids see us doing them? Do we do these 4 things in a way that kids see us doing them, and therefore they can learn from us that these are good things to do? Good ways to be. All right, so I said there's 4. First one is imperfection. Do we demonstrate that imperfection is okay? Because we want kids to feel that imperfection is okay, but we have to demonstrate it. We have to show them. So how do we do that? Well, we need to make mistakes and then recover. So we make a mistake, we admit our mistake, and we recover. Sometimes we do this by accident. When we make a mistake, let's not hide it. Let's not try to just act like it didn't happen. Let's say, oh, I made a mistake. Here's what I'm going to do about it. Other times, let's plan to make the mistake, right? To show them. Maybe they don't know we planned it, but again, to show them we made a mistake and that we are going to recover. Let's be vulnerable. Let's mess up on purpose. Don't have a fragile ego, right? We don't want kids to think it's important to have this really strong ego. We want them that's very fragile, right? Of course, we want them to feel a strong sense of self, but we don't want it to be a fragile ego. So let's model imperfection. When we have a chance, let's show kids that even though we're the teacher, we're the adult, we are not perfect. The second one is relationships. All right, this comes right from the article. We want to show our students that, in the downtime, in the non-really focused time, that we really value and enjoy relationships. Let them see us having fun with colleagues. I always think it's great when teachers are joking around with other teachers in the hallway, and students, no matter what age, they're kind of watching, being like, whoa, look at that. That teacher's a real human being having fun with that other person. That's great. And have fun with students too. When there's downtime, don't use it to get one more thing done. Sometimes be like, hey guys, let's just talk about this, or let's just laugh at that, or did anybody do this, right? So let's make sure we laugh a lot with both colleagues and with students. Let's make sure we laugh. And let's find time to be non-academic, right? Can't always be on our game. We got to find times to just kind of relax and show kids it's okay to be non-academic. It's fun to value relationships. Third, self-control. Listen, my first year teaching 3rd grade in the Bronx, I did not do what I'm about to preach. I had no ability to have self-control, never mind demonstrate self-control. But this is a really important lesson that students learn by watching us, which is, when I get angry, when they know I'm angry, can I show self-control? And then can I talk about it? So not only I'm angry, I take a deep breath, I sort of step back for a second, but I do all of that and then I tell the students what I was doing. Oh man, I was so angry just now. I had to take a deep breath, had to really think it through. I'm showing them self control. Same thing when I get sad, same thing when I get frustrated. Can I show self control? Show it. And then can I talk about it in a way that they learn from me talking about it? So when you want to rush and go, 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 go and keep things moving, sometimes it's important to slow down and talk about why you're slowing down, how you're slowing down. It's demonstrating self-control in sort of a metacognitive way where we're also talking about it. Again, when I taught third grade my first year in the Bronx, I did not do this. I had no self-control. I got angry at everything and I let that anger take over. So I look back now and I feel bad. Those kids did not learn from me that self-control is important. They did not see me practicing self-control. And I regret that. It's a regret I have. And so the fourth one is enthusiasm. This one is the easiest for me. All right. All emotions are contagious. There's no doubt about it. Emotions are contagious. None more so than the teachers. If you're in the classroom as a teacher, yours is the most contagious attitude. And so let's think about enthusiasm. Let's be enthusiastic about the learning. Let's be enthusiastic about our lessons. Let's be just enthusiastic about the day, right? When teachers come in, no matter what level, kindergarten all the way up through professor, if the teacher's kind of, then the class becomes, right? But if the teacher's enthusiastic, the kids feed on that and the kids learn from that. They see an enthusiastic person and they learn. Enthusiasm is a good thing. And you know what? At a lot of grade levels, they might roll their eyes at our enthusiasm. I get that. Believe me, I've had thousands of kids roll their eyes at me in the past. But the bottom line is that's what they learn from us. They remember that. And I have a good story about this. Just this past weekend, I was moving my daughter back into college for second semester, and I saw a former student of mine. And when I saw her, I was just kind of thrown off. It didn't hit me the right way in the right moment. And I just sort of said, hey, so-and-so. And I kept it going. I'm bringing stuff up the stairs and all that, helping my daughter move in. And I saw that student's parent a few days later. And she said, it was so funny because I know she saw you at college. And she said it was weird because you just weren't like your normal self when you saw her. You weren't sort of really excited. You weren't at the same level. And I thought, she's right. She's totally right. And so what that told me was, one, I got to be better the next time I see that same student. I got to give her the enthusiasm she was expecting. But two, I felt kind of good that she had learned from knowing me for a long time that enthusiasm is part of it. It's part of who I am. And therefore, again, I didn't work with that student saying, I can't wait to show her enthusiasm all the time. That's just what I showed her. That's what I do. I'm enthusiastic and it worked on her. And then when I didn't match that enthusiasm the other day, it let her down. So enthusiasm is really important. So I know, believe me, I know this job asks a lot from us. There's no way around it. Okay. But this is the stuff that matters. This is the stuff kids remember. Like I said, I'm a very enthusiastic person. Don't get me wrong. There are many mornings when I'm heading to work, when I'm heading to teaching, where I feel anything but enthusiastic. I just am like, ugh, you know what? But I stop somewhere in that transition from home to classroom. I take a mental pep talk. I give myself a mental pep talk. And I say, I got to get into that mode. I got to get into that mode that is the best for my students. Doesn't mean I need to be fake. It just means that part of my job is to be enthusiastic, is to model laughter. And so I give myself that mental pep talk and I make sure that I'm doing what's best for my students. No doubt about it, all right? Sometimes all the other stuff just seems overwhelming. Formative assessments, state tests, they make all the little nitty-gritty learning feel so significant. And it is. It is. We have to teach. We have to make sure they learn. We have to go through our curriculum. We have to do assessments, all of it. We have to. We can't get out of it. But after 13 years of school, maybe even more, preschool through 12th grade, what kids will remember the most is not our data-driven instruction. It is not our lesson plans. They are going to remember us as people. As people, they're going to remember what they learned from watching us. So once in a while, take some time and reflect on what kids learn from watching you, especially in the downtime, especially when you're not in the middle of a lesson. 4 things: show imperfections, model a love of relationships, overtly demonstrate self-control, And fourth, be enthusiastic. This is the learning that kids will never forget. As I said, this is my first video podcast. I encourage you to check me out on YouTube, Teacher's Cup of Coffee over on YouTube. The link is in the show notes. Also, if you want to join our email list, this is where every time I publish a new episode, I send an email to everybody on the list announcing the new episode. There is a link in the episode description. If you're a middle school educator, I highly encourage you to check out the upcoming New England League of Middle Schools Conference. I'm a keynote speaker at this conference. I'm super excited for that. It is March 19th and 20th in Springfield, Mass. We'll have over 400 educators coming together to sort of laugh, rejuvenate, learn, collaborate for 2 days. That's coming up. Most importantly, thank you for joining me here on the Teacher's Cup of Coffee.